Hi guys, welcome back to the Daily News Roundup episode where we just look at news that's been doing the rounds for the past 24 hours, varying from breaking news or just news that has struck my eyes that I want to share with you guys and talk about. We're going to start with the biggest news that broke over the past 24 hours. I think other than this, it's been a pretty slow news day. This was probably the biggest story that came out over the past 24 hours. A lot of companies have covered this. This particular article I'm going to read from is from GameSpot.com. A lot of journalists have talked about this over the past 24 hours. We're just going to read this article here on GameStop. Xbox has announced Retro Classics, a new collection of classic games coming to all Xbox Pass membership tiers. Developed in collaboration with Antstream Arcade, this is a collection of over 60 Activision games from the 80s and the 90s, and it includes titles like Pitfall, Commando and Grand Prix. These cover a wide range of platforms from the Atari to the PlayStation. The collection will also expand over time to 100 titles and will include several more games from the Activision and Blizzard. While it's only MechWarrior 2 that populates the PlayStation section, it was also available on the Sega Saturn and PC. It's still interesting to see a PlayStation game highlighted on this app, specifically considering it can be installed on the Xbox Series X and S consoles. According to Xbox, this is the latest step in its game preservation and backwards compatibility efforts, and Retro Classics will be available across console, PC and cloud-compatible devices. Additionally, Xbox achievements can be earned from these games, and there are other challenges for these games that players can pursue through modes like community challenges, competitive leaderboards, high score rankings and more. I think this is really positive news. I still own a PlayStation 1. It's in a box in my office, and every so often I do get it out, wire it up and have a go, because I think playing some of these older games, the nostalgia is there. It brings you back. They're fun to play. Obviously they don't look remotely good. Graphics look terrible. Gameplay most of the time is terrible, but I think that's the fun part. I think that's what we remember and we look back, and I think that's why I've kind of enjoyed some of these games I've been playing recently. For example, the Precinct, because it just reminds me of those older games and how they used to play and how they used to be. Very simple, very basic, but very enjoyable and fun at the same time. So yeah, my take on this is I don't see it as a bad thing, especially that I'm going to try and bring over 100 titles to the Retro Games app from various platforms. I think that there's nothing wrong with this. I think it's absolutely a brilliant idea, and I'm looking forward to playing them all. Sticking with Microsoft, just a little quick one I just wanted to put in here. This is from The Verge. Microsoft blames Apple for its delayed Xbox mobile store. This is just a continuation of what we've been talking about for the past couple of days. The fight between Apple and Epic Games. Microsoft's threw their hat into the ring now, and they're saying that they've also been blocked by Apple because they wanted to launch a mobile store where you could purchase games, and they believe that Apple blocked it. So that's why their store was delayed. So Microsoft just jumping in on this battle as well. Like I said, I'm not going to dwell on this article too long. It was just a follow up to the ones we've been talking about the past few days. Just sticking with Xbox news, there's this article on Game Rant. Xbox games reportedly coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. The article reads, a new report stated that Microsoft is working on bringing some of its first party Xbox titles to the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Though details about which games would arrive on the console remained elusive, the move to bring Xbox games to the Switch 2 is part of Microsoft's ongoing multi-platform strategy to port its games to other platforms. Starting with games like Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush in 2024, Microsoft has begun pivoting towards releasing some of its major titles on PlayStation 5 and Switch. Despite being previously exclusive to Xbox consoles and Windows PCs, Xbox's multi-platform approach is not slowing down in 2025, as the gaming giant released Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on PS5 in April. Additionally, Doom, The Dark Ages and The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered saw a simultaneous release on PC, PS5 and Xbox S and X, along with day one launches on Xbox Game Pass. I think I've talked about this on previous videos. I've definitely talked about it to other people. I don't see this as a bad thing. I'm kind of looking at it from both a player viewpoint and the business kind of viewpoint. That is one of the main reasons Microsoft is doing it. Yes, they do say that they talk about us, the consumer, they talk about the gaming point, they are gamers themselves, but at the same time they are a business. they've got decision makers from the financial standpoint who aren't gamers, they're just businessmen, and they will literally do anything to gain extra money. So what you've got to look at is, if you sell a game, so let's take for example, you look at the Indiana Jones one there, that releases on Game Pass, so all of a sudden everybody who pays Game Pass has access to that game, so you're already getting that income. Then anyone who's not on Game Pass but wants to play Indiana Jones, they will buy it, so then you've got that revenue. If you then put that game on PlayStation 5, which they did in April, you've then got that money of people buying it there. So you're keeping your cash revenue going on a game that came out at the end of last year. So a game came out at the end of last year, but yet in April this year, you've still potentially got an influx of people buying it. Now, if that's in the thousands or even the millions of copies sold, it's even better for the companies. Even the companies who make the game, their game is getting further out. They're getting a piece of the money as well. So it's kind of like a win-win financially for everybody around. And then obviously Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, has gone on record saying he just wants to get more games in more players' hands. Yes, I do think that is part of it, but I think it is also financial business. So I just wanted to put that in there, give my take on it. I can see why there's negativity to it, because you're kind of stopping the console wars, but then at the same time I think, but if you can get more games in people's hands, why not? At the end of the day, we're all gamers at the end of the day, whether we play on Xbox, Steam or PlayStation or Nintendo, we're all gamers. We all enjoy to play them. We want to play and have access to as many as we can. We're all one big community, so I don't see a problem with it. Just another quick one here from IGN. I'm not going to dwell on this one too long, just cover it slightly. PlayStation Stars loyalty program shut down, announced after 3 years. The article just goes into the fact that Sony have been looking at their data and they don't see a reason to keep this loyalty program going after the evidence they found from it. I just wanted to read out this key point from it. They're not accepting any new members. If you leave, you won't be able to sign back up. Otherwise, existing members will continue to be able to earn points until July 23rd, 2025, and you'll be able to redeem your balance up until November 3rd, 2026. So I just wanted to put that one in there. It's not... I've not kind of seen much reaction online kind of saying, oh no, why is that going on? No, I've not kind of seen that, so I don't think many people are upset or disappointed of it going. I think the biggest concern, obviously what the article says, was they're dropping this loyalty scheme. What's going to take its place, or is nothing, and it's kind of quiet on that front at the moment. We're going into the next one, which is from Gaming Bible. This is to do with Steam dropping 7 new free games that you definitely missed. Those games are 1306 Chapter 1 Reactors and Robots, a third-person puzzle game where you will take on the role of a little maintenance robot on a terrifying new adventure. CLTRS, a relaxing and atmospheric story game that explores themes of pleasure, intimacy and body awareness in a short but sensory experience. Rise from Ruin, a third-person character action game where you will take control of an unstoppable monster known as the Beast, defend your city by running, jumping and smashing through invading forces. Perfect for fans of Doom. Frest, an adorable 3D platformer set in a forgotten world. Discover your power and decide its fate after travelling through a mysterious portal to a mystical world on the brink of destruction. Bygone Dreams Prophecy, an action-adventure game set in a surreal dream world. Face fantastical enemies, solve puzzles and defeat powerful bosses in a quest to save the world and stop the nightmare from consuming the dream. Chris's Journey, a sci-fi retro textural adventure which all takes place via a terminal. Uncover the sci-fi story, make choices and follow the story to the end. With this being made by a single developer, it is definitely worth showing some support. And Fate Era, a PvP focused auto battler perfect for fans of Pokemon. Manage your team, evolve your monsters and build powerful teams to face up in battle. Get my words out there. With unique strategies to be learned, you'll spend your time going head to head with fellow players or collecting all 121 phase. So that's just a list of 7 games there that dropped on Steam for free. So go and check them out, guys. And last but not least today, just a little fun article at the end. As you know, I like to just put a little fun one at the end. This one caught my eye on lifehacker.com, And as you can see from the title, it says itself, which is better, Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus. Like I said earlier, I think I am open to obviously games being shared between platforms, but I did just think this was a fun article because it was obviously a debate we see online. It is a debate we see with people. Yeah, if you've got a take on it, feel free to leave it in the comments. But I'd love to know what you guys think, Game Pass or PlayStation Plus, which is better. Obviously, it's known I'm an Xbox player, so obviously I'm going to be biased and sway to Game Pass. But from what I do see, PlayStation Plus does offer a good collection of games. So, yeah, which one do you guys think is better? Which ones do you prefer? So, yeah, I just wanted to end on that one there. I'm not going to go into the article there. I just thought the title of it was good for the end of this video. A good little debate at the end. So, as always, thanks ever so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe as well. It does help. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.